That's the problem, though. Even support death problem. Remember, Exorcism's damage was reduced by half, like, I don't know,
True.
like a patch ago or something like that, like a full patch, a numbered patch. So she's not exactly where she was. She just, and I feel like honestly, as a support, maybe we disagree a little bit on this, but I feel as a support, she's actually weaker because before she had such good stats, right? As you can run her as a support because she's so strong anyway. Then her skills keep getting nerfed. She has to be a core to actually justify it, if that makes sense. Like she's not enough as a support. And I believe I'm right because that looks like it's going to be the Enchantress 5, the Nyx 4, and Tino on the Death Prophet. Rob, you owe me a burger.
I never agreed to that.
Yes, you did.
And we're not talking about food. I'm starving, man. So
We're not allowed to. We shouldn't talk about food. You're hungry.
yeah. We'll get on to food. Food will be the next series. So
What does Snapfire throw to her allies that pushes them? What does she throw?
I don't know what you're talking
She,
about.
she gives them a thing that makes them jump. What is it?
Yeah,
It
no,
looks delicious.
I've got just brain fog, and I don't know what you're talking about. Completely for this entire conversation, completely forgetting what that Snapfire is. The Snapfire skill is. Yeah. I don't know.
Fine, I'll have my fun some other time. In the meantime, Execration, they go for the Razor for Palos, which again makes me feel like I imagine it's a carry Razor. That's why it's for Palos. Would be pretty good against that Magnus in the safe lane. You just stack link him, run after him. Snapfire will have to use some sort of ability that has that can move people, some sort of force movement ability to get him a bit of distance from the Razor. But it's usually not enough. Like it won't be enough to break the link. A Morphling comes out by SMG. That's going to be mid one's hero. Not gonna. I like this Morphling pick. I'm looking at the damage coming out from Execration, and it's not enough to burst down Morphling. Like these are very much. Oh, we're gonna go for a long team fight kind of heroes. Razor and Death Prophet. So I like this Morphling pick quite a lot by SMG.
And so, do you think that this is definitely going to be the carry Razor then, and not like a mid lane Razor? Do you think?
It could be if SMG goes for like a mid, Dragon Knight, then you're like, oh well, I just put Razor mid or one of the spirits. But I doubt it. I do feel like Execration is just gonna put this Razor in the safe lane, Death Prophet. Maybe Death Prophet could go mid, but I doubt that as well. It just feels like it's like we have everything except the mid lane for both teams. And for SMG, if you can get something elusive, you are pretty much golden. Like what the control coming out from Execration is what Nyx Assassin stun into Death Prophet silence. Like if you are, I'm glad they banned Ember Spirit, but you can still have the Void Spirit, the Storm Spirit. Quap is also pretty good, although late game scaling is a bit suspect, but still decent. Like you get the great team fight. Bane, Snap, Magnus, Quap is insane. I like Kunkka. Yeah, Tidebringer will be a bit annoying. When sometimes you Tidebringer Spike Carapace, unfortunate, but still a very solid hero to have for SMG just because of how tanky. And Void Spirit as well as Quap get banned right after I mentioned them.
Yeah, so both teams thinking now this it is going to be mid laners, and obviously SMG can react. So, I do still like.
Fine.
Do you want something with a little bit more control coming out here for Execration? Because you've got to worry about the Snapfire, Mortimer Kisses, obviously the Magnus jump in, Bane with the Fiend's Grip. Do you want something maybe with a bit of a stun here for Execration if you're going for a mid laner?
I mean, I'd be surprised if both teams ignore Kunkka. I just feel like Kunkka is really good for either team.
Yeah.
If you are Execration, you don't want something too elusive. You want something that can be a bit frontline because SMG's got control. They got the Bane, the Magnus, even the Cookie. Like they can definitely have it. They have an easier time catching people. So for Execration, I prefer the Kunkka for
Mid
both
push.
in terms.
Mid push.
Oh, Pudge definitely. Like Pudge would be good. It's mid Pudge, but I would say go for it for either team. Honestly, they go with the PL, so it is gonna be the mid Razor, very likely, unless they put Moon on this Phantom Lancer mid. So good call, Rob. In the meantime, though, SMG. Now again, I feel like the Tidebringer. The Kunkka or the Pudge even more. You're up against PL.
Yeah.
You want to get that AoE damage. You get Tidebringer. You got Rot. Both of these pretty solid. We'll see what they decide to go for, though. Pangolier. Okay. Teach them off control here. Huh.
It gets Moon away from the static link of the Razor quite quickly with the Swashbuckle as well.
Yeah.
Decent amount of play. If you go for, do you think he goes for a Maelstrom build here on the Pangolier? So the Swashbuckle, you get the procs off, you can clear through Phantom Lancer illusions a little bit quicker.
I mean, I guess so. Definitely helps. By the way, I guess I haven't been following SMG. I guess mid one's playing the off lane and CDR is playing the carry when they bring him in. Interesting adjustment.
Because I think they did that last time as well. The mid one was playing the off. So I was going to ask you, if you know about any heroes that CDR has been picking up, which role he has been playing. But yeah, no, it looks like it is going to be mid one in the off. And then we get Moon in the mid lane, CDR playing that carry, and then Paulus and Afu both supports.
So they're going to be putting the mid Phantom Master. All right. But for Execration, it's a little bit, it's Tino off lane with Shanks, Bob going to go mid, Palos as well as Abing going to go with the bottom lane here. Execration, I mean, both the teams are playing with a stand-in. I feel like SMG comes out with a bit of a better draft. The only thing that I kind of not sure about is, do they have enough to deal with the Phantom Lancer? That's where I'm like, I'm not so sure that SMG does late game. At the same time, you look at Execration, do they have enough to deal with Morphling? I also don't feel like it. So it is a little bit, this feels like a more even draft compared to the last two games where I'm like, oh, I believe this draft is way better, But I'm going to go with the power of the RP and the Snapfire more, because I think that's just going to give SMG all they need for the mid game, and then Morphling's going to go online, probably just crush them. But yeah, so I'm going to go with SMG. Rob, why are you going for Execration?
You know what? I think for once, I'm not going to go for Execration.
No! I want off this team. I want to go the other side now.
Yeah, just because the matches we've cast ourselves, Execration, they've looked all right, but they always look like they have a mistake or two in them. I think SMG just have a little bit of like I say, a better draft, and I just so I'm gonna piggyback. I'm gonna go with SMG here. All
right. For people who are wondering, what is the standing of the two teams? Execration is currently 6-6. Execration 6-6. SMG is 4-2. SMG, they are joined the tournament. They didn't join the tournament late, but their matches are played like the second half. So tomorrow they got 2 matches. Then the day after they got 2 matches. So most of their matches are played in the last, like 4 or 5 days of the tournament. So Execration, they definitely would need to get a couple of draws at least to get in the upper bracket. A win here is just as good as 2 draws. So no team is going to be eliminated, though. We already know that Neon Esports is an eliminated team. There's nothing they can do. But getting upper bracket does give you a little bit of that safety net.
Yeah, and so both teams, like say, Execration, this is kind of, it's not do or die for them, but they definitely want to pick up as much of an advantage as possible. Where, like say, SMG, they have a little bit of a better standing on that 4-2, so they have a little bit of a life raft, let's call it, that's a bit of a cushion. So yeah, but both teams, they want to be picking up games.
And they've been doing surprisingly well, considering that, unless I'm mistaken, they've never played with their full roster since the start of this tournament. Like, they've never had Ice join them, so it's always been with standard MKS before, CDR since yesterday. So overall, 4-2, not too bad for them.
Yeah, and you can see as well, like, mid one in this off lane, he wants to go straight for this Empower. So he wants to be getting these last hits. He's not too bothered about getting onto Pylo straight away, doing that damage. And Abeng is just going to be harassing Afu back. And Afu, so the brain fog lifts and we see the cookie. Is that, the cookie at level 2, is that something you want to go for then? Maybe go for a skewer on the Magnus and just try and force Abeng out of position?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you can get it, like, the one nice thing is that you throw the cookie on the Magnus, you land, you stun, and you're right in position to skewer them back. So I would imagine you would want it. Maybe they'll have to check the lane equilibrium. They're like, okay, we're too far from our tower. We're gonna be fighting this area, but it seems like it's just a good idea to get it if you can. I'm also interested to see if mid one goes for a bit more DPS than usual, like to help him clear out illusions. You already have the Empower, so maybe if you go, the Echo Saber, a little bit of extra damage. and maybe you can use that to sort of clear out illusions yourself later on.
Yeah. And yeah,
No, they go for Shockwave, by the way. They go Shockwave.
Oh, Shockwave.
Yeah, well, yeah, too close to the tower, right? Like, you're not going to be able to get that skewer off.
Yeah. Dude, so is that what he... Okay, Abeng's going to be taking some more harass again at level 1. Has those natured attendants, so which he's going to pop. But yeah, so the build for mid 1 here, does he want to be going all in on the Shockwave? Do you think that to get... To do damage to pilots where he can? Or is it just going to be like an early point? Does he want a Shockwave at some point before he gets the RP and then moving into the fights?
I think you can put 2 points in it. Maybe, probably. I mean, imagine you got max empower though. Like that seems to be the standard thing when you see a lot of pro players. They're like, let me max out my farming ability, so if anything happens, I have a way to just come back into the game. Moon takes a little bit of damage. Bob is right next to him, but man, that Spirit Siphon nerf. Oh, he cancels it. Well, that was interesting.
Where was
that felt like a long.
Yeah, where was he TP'd to? Because that was a long TP.
Maybe, I mean, I was like, oh, he should have left by now, but he's just standing there. Did he actually teleport to the... Do you think he teleported to the outpost and wanted to walk all the way to the bottom river ruin? And that's why it took so long?
Yeah, maybe. But...
No, we're going to have to... All right, Twitch chat in a few minutes will tell us. They'll be like, yeah, you're teleporting there. The Twitch chat, they're such full of handsome and lovely people, right?
Oh, yeah, would never troll us by... saying he was going somewhere else, like he was TPing to the dive-base. But yeah, no, it must have been, because it was a really long TP. That must have been to the outpost there. Like I say, trying to get to the bottom water room. But yeah, Bob had the damage. In fact, one more right click, he was down to about 20 health there. Moon might have secured the kill onto him. So Moon just had to get himself away with the swashbuckle.
He's still doing solidly in the lane. Like, Moon was winning that lane until that bit of mistake. I don't know if it's a mistake, he probably expected Bob to leave him, like you see him teaming like, oh well, I'm not gonna get the kill, I'm just gonna leave. But instead, meanwhile Abeng does lose his life in the top lane. Looks like it was a skewer cookie combo.
Yeah, and so 1-1-1 build coming up from the Magnus, so really nice repositioning onto the Enchantress, and then yeah, being able to get that kill. And meanwhile, Shanks is chasing Paulson up the river. Impale comes out, so he's going to stop him from being able to get that water. No, Paulson still picks it up. Just a second, half a second on that, being able to pick it up, Paulson. He gets a little bit of life left in the chase. Onto Moon, Crypt Swarm comes out. How's Moon doing? He's out of mana here as well, as Afu goes down. Just denies himself to the tower to get himself on a respawn. Bob.
Oh, yeah. Paulson gets a nice deny.
But, I mean, Bob still gets his health back one way or the other here with a Siphon. 3 points into that Spirit Siphon, and Paulson has to walk himself away.
Yeah, it's turning out way better for Bob than I expected. But he doesn't get the mana, right? So it is still like, it's not too bad. However, Moon's getting a lot of resources. Afu teleports mid to refill his bottle. And he might still die, actually.
The Spirit Siphon's going to be enough, and Bob just drains the life out of him there.
Nerf? What nerf? This hero looks buffed to me. But no, it's like, yeah, I did not think that Bob would be able to play this, not that he would play this well, but I don't think he would be able to get like a kill on Moon. He threatened him in the top lane. It all comes down from that TP to the outpost. Just a little bit too greedy by Moon. Bob has been punishing him ever since.
Yeah, and what's Bob got coming in on the curry now as well? It's just going to be... He's got the Falcon's Blade, so the mana isn't really going to be a problem. He's going to have that extra health as well. The Spirit Siphon for the regen and Moon. Yeah, he's just pulling their resources. Afu's going to be close, but Abeng's rotated down now as well. The net comes out from the little hill troll, but there was no follow-up from that.
In the meantime, it seems like all the cores are farming relatively evenly, Mid one, he's getting a little bit of denies now because he does have that 3 points in power. So, it's just so much extra damage. Easy for him to get those denies, easy for him to get those last hits. And then it just goes up. It's like, oh, I'm just going to send you back to the Nether Realm. By the way, for people wondering, Execration did not change their logo to Little Gun. We are just having a little bit of issues with our overlay. So, it happens. It happens. Execration still using their own logo.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to give Tiny.io a quick restart because it's not working at all. And we got a pause. So that's
there you go.
Perfect timing for that to happen, yeah. The overlay, I don't know. It's decided that it's going to have the day off.
It's just like, nope, I'm gonna ruin your day. What is this, a tournament for BTS? Is this guy's job's on the line? No. Let me troll him all day. Moon, all right, he goes in. Needs to be careful. Shanks is here as well. Stun lands on Pelosin, but They realize 3 people are here, and Moon bringing both supports just so he can stay in this lane against Bob, which means that Abing in the top lane is getting those pulls off. He's able to do what he wants against mid one. Moon's still farming decently, but it's definitely a lot of resources they're having to give to Moon.
Yeah, and you can see Paulson and Shanks just contesting each other as well in the river. But back in the top triangle, Abeng, Afu does have that cookie if he wants to get on top. There's going to be the shield crash coming in now as well. Swashbuckle, Abeng, he pops those Nature's Attendants. Afu does still have the damage to get the kill.
One lane we haven't talked about at all, by the way, is bottom, which has just been the most even lane you can think of. 32 and 7 to 31 and 6. Tino's just farming. CDR is just farming. And I think you're kind of... I don't know if it favors one side or another, but since Tino's going to be fighting quite a bit early, and Razor does need this farm on the laning stage, he's pretty happy with this. I think Execration will be like, yeah, Monfling's farming, but our fighter is going to get the gold he needs.
Yeah, meanwhile, behind the tier 1 tower in the mid lane, there's going to be Rolling Thunder coming in from Moon, but Spike Carapace going to be used. The cookie comes in. Afu actually not going to connect until Exorcism will be popped in now as well. Moon going to get himself away, Swashbuckle. So the Spirit Siphon will be out of range now as well, but Afu's going to be slowed down. The enchant comes out from Abeng. Abeng going to be taking these tower shots. The Impale now as well. Afu, does he go down? He's going to be picked up here by Bob.
Bob absolutely having a stunning game so far. I love the item. Oh, looks like we're going to lose Abeng. So Moon also doing pretty well for himself. And are they going to go for more? Moon is slowed up. The stun misses.
Yeah, Impale isn't going to connect here, and Moon going to be taking damage coming through from the Exorcism, but Bob just forces Moon right back between the two towers.
See, this is why I don't like Nyx Assassin. That stun always feels so flimsy to me.
Yeah.
Like, half the time he throws you like, oh, it's so much shorter and doesn't track people for some unknown reason.
I was going to say, yeah, it's the exact same skill as Lion's Earthspike, but it doesn't track. And for some reason, they say Earthspike seems to go on for 1,000,000 miles if you point click it onto a hero.
Yeah, but Impale seems a lot lower, a lot less cast range. I don't know what it is. It's actually got 50 cast range just now in the recent patch. Yeah, I swear to God, it seems like it's shorter than ever. It's just maybe the map's bigger or the distance. Oh well, they almost getting bottom CDR on the Morphling. Shanks does land the stun, by the way, just after we flamed him for it, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough damage.
Oh yeah, again,
this might be a
not flaming the player, flaming the skill itself.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, well, that's the truth. Like, I just find Nyx Assassin and Enchanters are some of those heroes where I'm like, I don't really feel like you guys are real heroes. You know, I can see you, I can pick you, but I don't. I'm sorry, you just don't feel like a hero to me. Doesn't matter how many times.
Yeah, bug in the game letting you pick up a neutral creep instead.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter how many times Puppy crushes a game with enchants. Every time it comes out, I'm like, no, there's something wrong with this hero. Something ain't right. But anyway, going back to real heroes, I like what Deathprop went with the Falcon Blade. By the way, this item seems to has been getting buff after buff after buff. Now it does 14 damage. It's pretty cost effective, and does give Deathprop a lot of what she needs: mana regen damage, as well as, of course, a buttload of health.
Yeah.
So gonna help her snowball. And yeah, Bob's just doing a really good having a really good time this game so far.
2-0-0, he's got the Exorcism back up now as well. Afu going to be slowed down. There's going to be the Mud Golem as well for that, the Boulder Toss as well. Moon just go for the Rolling Thunder, but everyone just bypasses him and says, right, I'll see you later, mate. So he's looking to connect, but yeah, Moon, he has to just roll himself away. And with the second Exorcism here, do you think, Bob, do you want to put pressure onto this tier 1 in the mid lane with this, or are they going to save it for more of a team fight situation?
I mean, if you take the tower, you take the tower, right? I mean, you know there's no rolling rolling thunder. You want to go for it. By the way, mid one went for the mech on the Magnus. He did not go for the sort of Echo Saber, Blink Dagger, or anything like that. He's just like, nope, let me get mech just so I can join the team. It's worrisome because they might have damage issues, but it does give them a really strong power spike at this stage of the game.
Yeah, Moon comes over. He gets a really nice Shanks here with the Spike Carapace, and Moon still gets the kill. There's going to be the Nightmare onto the Enchantress. Can they follow up? Abeng trying to run himself away. Doesn't have those Nature's Attendants for the next few seconds here, and it looks like Razor's going to be killed off now as well, but they get the kill onto Abeng. Good chase down here by Moon. Again, the Exorcism doesn't really do a whole lot up against this tier 1. Tier 1 down to about 600 health, but with that second Exorcism, you would have expected him to finish off that tower and just couldn't get the damage there.
Yeah, the two heroes that we say aren't heroes actually died. You know, so yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's a bit weird. They popped the Exo, then for some reason, Shanks as well as the Enchanters kind of went to the side. They weren't stuck together, and that cost them that fight. Meanwhile, though, they're back together again. There's no level 6 on these supports. Afu's level 6, so you know if you get land an RP, you have a more riskis right after. But Shanks is still level 5, almost level 6 at least. But Enchantress less like 4.5, is 12 minutes in, and even then the ultimate's not gonna give you that much for Enchantress either way.
Yeah, and the Nyx Assassin as well, not hitting that level 6. I mean, you look at it and think, oh, once he gets that level 6, he's going to be able to roam. But the 3 cores for SMG, really big tanky heroes. And then the supports, you know, you look at the Snapfire, going to be able to cook you. He doesn't have a mana burn. So he's not going to be able to stop the Fiend's Grip or the Nightmare coming out here for the Bane. The Afu might just turn around with... Speaking about the Cook, he's going to come out. It actually connects, and Bob, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble now as well. Shanks gets solo, pops a Spike Carapace. RP comes out. The Impale's going to be there as well, but the Rolling Thunder comes through. The Mortimer Kisses, and Bob should go down. Really nice, good couple of pickups here for SMG.
Yeah, this mech pickup gives them also potential where they can just like, oh, let's just fight. And I think we touched on it, but we're going to go back to it again. The damage from Execration, firstly, it takes a while to build up. Exorcism as well as Static Link. The supports barely do any damage. And this mech pickup by mid one, it's really good. Like, you think about it a little bit more, you're like, wow, this is a really good pickup for them. Because it helps, like, it makes Execration's worst problem damage even worse. Like, how are you gonna find 300 more damage to deal to people in these team fights?
Look at this as well. Bottom lane, the Nightmare comes out onto the Razor. CDR is going to be here now as well. Tino, he's going to try and pop that Eye of the Storm. The damage coming through onto Paulison. Paulison, he's going to be able to get himself away from this one. The mech keeps him alive for a little bit longer. Abeng could be in trouble now as well. To get the kill onto Tino, Abeng's courier goes down, and so does he. Really nice TP there from mid one. TP to the tier 2 tower. He didn't want to give the game away by TP into the outpost. He took that extra little bit of time to walk up from the tier 2. Connects, and they get 2 kills out of that SMG.
What does the graph say? It says it's still 50-50. A little bit surprising despite the advantage for SMG right now. It's less than 1,000, but yeah, the game still believes there's a lot of faith in this PL, and I think that faith is going to be well rewarded. This PL, Palos, he is #1 in terms of net worth. He looks like he's farming up a storm. Late game, SMG will still have some issues dealing with him. Like, their AoE damage is decent, but it's not incredible. It's like Pangolier is pretty good, and Snapfire is pretty good. But once the heart comes out on the PL, these guys will not be able to melt him.
No. But what are they going to be able to do anyway? They get the lockdown onto the Magnus. The Cookie comes out, doesn't connect onto Shanks, and Shanks already used that Spike Carapace, so there's going to be a little bit of a skewer in mid one. Just being pushed back here. There is no tier 1 tower, so there's not going to be any TPs to help support these 2 heroes. So they do just need to back themselves away on their own.
And mid one's got the Tumbler's Toy and the Blink Dagger, so that's a huge amount of initiation rage whenever he needs it. I'm excited to see what he goes for next. Nice Skewer comes out on Shanks. Oh, double stun coming out on Shanks.
Really nice setup here. Tino's going to try and get himself in. There's going to be the rotation from Palos as well. Afu's going to go down. Shanks, do they want to go even further? Vendetta, they're going to see mid one. Mid one's just trying to juke around the trees, but there was a ward that saw which way he was going here. Moon's backing him up. Shanks. Okay, so he's gonna... No, he gets dragged back. Spike Carapace is going to be useless, so mid one can't get that control after the skewer back. Rolling Thunder. Did they have the lockdown onto the next assassin? Did they want to even go any further onto this mid one? He's not going to be able to blink himself in because of the Razor taking all of his damage. Paulson gets the kill onto Shanks. Moon could be in a little bit of trouble. Diffusal Blade's going to be slowing him down here. Moon gets that swashbuckle away though. Palos, do they want to carry on? Mid one. Oh, the RP was teased, but he doesn't throw it out here. He might go for it afterwards. Oh! It's only illusions! He only catches illusions with it. Afu tries to go with the Mortimer Kisses now as well. Afu takes so much damage, and even the Morphling, can he get himself away from this one? CDR has to get the waveform away.
Oh, that was...
painful.
That was interesting. Well, I mean, it is if you're painful if you're an SMG fan. I, of course, am not biased, but that was... okay. I mean, I'm very surprised with how that fight went. The RP, he held it on for a lot of them. He saw the PL do with the doppelganger. He blinked in, does not RP, even though he was right like next to all of them. He also didn't go for Tino when they could have gone. Like, some very interesting decisions coming out from SMG in that fight, particularly when it comes to the use of RP. It's not over yet. 3,000 gold advantage for Execration, so it's not the biggest deal, but yeah, it's surprising to see a team with so much team fight lose in that situation.
Yeah, and again, CDO are the only one left alive after that fight, and he just had to move himself away. Like you say, the net worth, though, for Palos, he's sitting really high onto this. The Diffusal Blade as well, if he can get on top of the Morphlin, you know, he's going to be able to stop him from being too much of a pain with that attribute shift, because he can just burn his mana right down, you know, do a lot of damage that way as well. So the Morph, it's...
I think attribute shift is free now. It doesn't cost mana.
Well, no, but he's going to be taking the health away as well, isn't he? So he's going to be burning down. He's going to be doing extra damage with that mana burn.
Oh, yeah, sorry, my bad, I misunderstood, my bad. You know, sometimes when you're talking to heralds, you're like, oh, you guys, you know, this is the mechanic, but you're like, oh, wait, no, heralds have feelings too. I'm sorry.
Excuse me? I'm at least Crusader.
Oh, well, Crusader 3, if you ask me. Well, I mean, while looks like Execration, they're feeling a little bit bold after that previous fight, and they're like, well, let's play on the enemy side of the map. SMG ultimate's starting to come up here. 20 seconds on the Fiend's Grip, 35. Oh, they really only have the Rolling Thunder, actually. It's going to take a little bit more time, about half a minute for the rest of the team is ready to fight. But they are going to go for it.
To get the drag back onto Abeng. Abeng, is he going to be able to get himself away from this? Diffusal Blade for the slow, but the Brainstorm comes up. Paulson does claim the kill, and that untouchable, well, he was pretty touched there, being taken down there by Paulson and the rest of his team.
I think he got a little bit more than touched, but he is going to be, you know, pushing daisies now. They do top lane. SMG RP is up, but it's just mid one by himself. Who's going to go for that BKB next? All right, gonna help him make sure he can jump in and not have to worry about. Nyx Assassin is proving to be a bit of an issue for mid one. You know, he jumps in, he sees the Nyx Assassin. If you skewer him, you get stunned after. You can't do the RP combo.
What?
You don't RP him. Oh,
Moon. I mean, Moon's going to go for the Rolling Thunder. I don't even think he meant to get the killer onto Shanks, but he swashbuckles into the shield crash, and Shanks is right next to him and just deletes the Nyx Assassin.
I was like, wait, he's invis, right? Because I saw him invis. I was like, there. And then he just dies. Like, what?
Yeah, there's no sentries. There's nothing like that. It was just really good timing on Moon's part.
All right. Well, Moon is definitely going to be very happy with that. All right, Bob's got the BKB, by the way, on this Death Prophet. I'm slightly surprised that they haven't been pushing the issue a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they do respect this mid one unit. It's RP, it's mech. Rolling Thunder is still very dangerous for them. Tino has BKB as well, though, so you do have two BKBs. PL's got the Sanjin with the Diffusal. Does feel like Execration there. In a good timing. Mid lane, though.
You get the Fiend's Grip onto Bob after that drag back. Could have used the RP to drag onto Shanks as well. They're going to be able to clean up too. SMG. They were mad. They are furious that Execration got nearly a full team wipe, and they're just putting the full pressure onto the side of Execration anytime these ultimates are up now.
What's cool about that is that they really didn't need to do much in that fight. You know, just use your abilities. You don't need like some insane amount of damage. The Fusel Blade on Moon does help, but mid one, Polosan and Moon, they just do it from items. Oh, another skewer!
The drag back onto Tino now as well. He pops that BKB. What's he going to be able to do? He's dragging the damage away from CDR, but it looks like Tino has to move himself away, even with this Eye of the Storm going. They get the kill onto Palos, and Palos is going to be able to get himself away from this now as well. The cookie, there's the shard, so there's going to be that Mortimer Kiss flying through there as well. Mortimer Kisses themselves have been used.
And this is kind of, so, oh my god, mid one, he almost gets another one. No, sorry, he was just jumping on the cliff. I thought he was going to go for Shanks. I was like, wait, is he going for it now? It looks like it's going to be the Aegis, going to go on Moon. They don't give it to CDR. They're like, Moon's going to be fighting with us a lot. We'll make sure he's the guy who's going to have 2 lives. And yeah, this is what I was expecting more from SMG. You know, with this insane team fight lineup, you're up against a team that's really not early game centric. And Execration, they haven't been able to use Bob to his full potential. He did really well in the laning stage, but since then, like, what, they took mid tower, bottom tower, that's about it. Barely any damage to the tier 2s. Top still standing. And the cooldowns on Execration are pretty long themselves. You know, like Death Prophet, 1 minute, 2 minutes and a half. Oh, Moon? He's just gonna be fine.
Just watch it, yeah, but I mean, the Diffusal did come out, and Moon, does he want to go? Rolling Thunder's available. Shanks, so he walks himself straight past the Sentry Ward. Might be able to do a lot of damage onto the Magnus. The Magnus still has that mech if he's going to be able to get unstunned. Yeah, he's going to be able to get himself away with a skewer. The chase, though. Afu. Bullwhip comes out, going to be able to slow Afu down. Afu, does he actually want to turn this one around? He's got that cookie. The Nightmare sets up onto the Razor now as well. Moon comes in with a shield crash, doing a little bit of damage. There's going to be a Spike Carapace, but he does have the swashbuckle back lines, though. They're going to be able to get the control again onto Bob, and Bob gets taken down. Moon, he wants this kill onto Shanks. He's going to be able to pick it up. Aegis will be popped now as well. He's fighting into this. So they want to carry on going because the Morphin's going to be fighting in now as well. And it looks like CDR is going to be able to take that form of Tino. Static Link. Oh, they're going to be able to catch out now with the Palos. And Palos, he's just... Can he get himself out with the Doppelganger? Palos, he's trying to do what he can to take Afu down. But CDR will be able to get the pick. Out of mana, though, with the illusions cleaning up with the Diffusal Blade. Abenk, he's going to be slowed. He's going to be in trouble. He's going to be taken down. CDR gets the kill.
And all that, by the way, no Mortimer's Kisses, no RP. Like, mid one here, he just like, was going to throw it at the very last second, dies before it. It doesn't even matter. They still win the team fight.
Yeah.
Like, Execration, this is really turning out pretty terrible for them. CDR's got the BKB. By the way, since Bob has bought the BKB, he has died twice without being able to use it.
Oof.
And that is... Like, you miss such a timing with that. You get the BKB, you're supposed to start doing work with it. But he has been dying without being able to get anything for his team. He's level 13, whereas Afu's almost level 12 on the Snapfire. So this is a mid-death profit. He's about to hit level 15, but so it's not too terrible. But he is he's falling behind compared to what he should be in this game.
Yeah, I'm hearing... Oh, they've actually found out the next assassin once again. The skewer back into the brain sap. Cookie comes out, but everybody's stunned because of that. Spike Carapace. And now Palos has to run himself away. I mean, we did see a glimpse of what I was talking about. You know, Palos taking all the mana away from the Morphlin in that last fight, so he couldn't get off the Manta style. He couldn't use that waveform. You know, he was kind of stuck in terms of mobility, but it was just the fact that Palos was on his own against 3 heroes that once everyone else started to pile on, he didn't have the chance after all the mana had gone from the Morphlin.
Yeah, it's tough. He's just gonna get the heart though. Like, that'll help a little bit once he has it.
Yeah.
You know, he still does okay damage. Just, is it gonna be enough? We'll find out. Is it? Snapfire is going for Vlad. By the way, if you get Wraith Pack, it's not bad for Cookie as well as Shockwave. They were trying to get that combo to land. Might have been able to get Palos, but in the end, doesn't really matter too much. Aegis has been reclaimed for a while, and Roshan still has 4 minutes and a half. So doesn't feel like SMG is in a hurry to do something, you know? They have a smoke on Afu. We'll see if they want to go for it. But in general, the onus is on Execration to get something to happen, because late game, it's RP, Mortimer's Kisses, Morphling, you know, with a Rolling Thunder. As much as I like PL, I don't think he's gonna be enough to handle that.
How do you like this build from the Enchantress as well? Gone for 0 points into the Impetus.
Oh god.
Like, I'm not saying that it is, because it obviously has a decent kit, or they might be able to get the dive onto Palos here now as well. Diffusal Blade comes out, Shanks is going to be close to get the kill onto mid one. Mid one's going to go down, and the illusions do clean up. But yeah, so Abenk, like, he has a lot of utility in the fights. Afu's going to try and go for the TP, but yeah, once you pop the slow, once you pop the heal, you are kind of a walking creep, you know?
Yeah, I mean, isn't that hero naturally a walking creep? Like, yeah, but this is this no damage build is very strange. He's gonna have a Wraith back though, so that is gonna help quite a bit. Like, to make sure the hero has actual influence, and you do have the Vlad's aura. So even though you're a creep, you are a creep with a decent aura, helping your team. But I agree, it is a bit odd to see that just no impetus shot at all, especially when you have people moving. You know, Cookie, the skewer, the what's it called, the swashbuckler. Like, all these abilities give you some distance that might make the impetus do even more damage.
Yeah,
you know.
And
but he disagrees. He doesn't want to.
It's surprising as well, because when the Anch support comes out, you usually see like a semi-support where you still get the Dragon Lance. You know, you still get that kind of ranged item. So yeah, the
Hurricane Pike, if you can get it.
Yeah. So the Anch going straight for that Wraith Pact, and that is going to be the only big item. Because I mean, you look at the net worth, nearly 5k net worth, but it's going to be all tied up in this Vlad's coming through into the Wraith Pact.
Yeah, and I mean, the Wraith Pact is nice, but one of the things is, like, it takes for a while for you to get that point booster, which gives you decent stats. Like, Enchantress is one of the weakest heroes when it comes to survivability. If you don't have the Nature's Attendant, in terms of pure health, she's very weak. Meanwhile, she's gonna break the smoke though. Abe.
Oh, the Fiend's Grip just gets used, and Bambi's gonna be slain again.
They're just like, nope, that's it. Just get rid of her as soon as we can. I like that. I like when you see someone, just use all your spells, kill them, just like move on.
Yeah.
And you see pros do it a lot because they recognize the value of going 5 versus 4. Even if you show up without, you know, the Fiend's Grip, you might be missing a spell. They're missing a whole player, you know.
Yeah. And this is going to be interesting as well, because the Morphlin, wants to. I assume that's going to be the Skadi here for the Morph. Yeah, the second ultimate plan, and yes, so it's going to be the Skadi. So extra stats as well, and he's getting the extra damage coming through from the Empower. And, you know, how do you then kind of stand up to this? Because he's going to be pretty tanky, doing a lot of damage, and just stopping you from... It even deals with the heart, kind of, for the Phantom Lancer. To a point, you know, not completely dealing with it, because he's still going to have a massive health pool, but it's going to really be a kick in the pants to this regen that you're going to be getting from the heart coming through.
I still feel like that's not too bad, though. I do feel like the PL versus Morphling is not terrible. Like, I feel like PL can actually like go 1v1. Oh, speaking of that, look at this team fight.
They might be able to lock down Paulus in a really big RP. The 3 heroes, multiple kisses, the BKB is there. Paulus does he want to try and chase? It's going to be mid one trying to get himself away with the skewer, just getting himself out of danger. Going for that TP and no chase. Do they have the damage? They absolutely don't. But now, Paulson, can he get himself away from this? Tino's doing what he can. He's going to be able to get it there. But it was you know, the RP, the multiple kisses comes out, everybody scatters from that. You do lose 2, you lose Moon, you lose Paulison, but you are going to be able to put pressure onto this tier 2, and I don't know if Execration are going to be able to return the favor onto the towers.
Moon dying first is pretty terrible. Like, this guy, he's got the Agam Scepter and the Diffusal, and he's got the Orb of Corrosion, which, you know, gives you a little bit of minus armor, a little bit of damage. Yeah. So the fact that he dies first, he sees a lot of their damage that he works with, especially with the Agam Scepter. There's so much AoE, so a little bit awkward that they lose him. Even though there's a good 3-man RP by mid one, Afu did try to follow up. It didn't work out for them. By the way, Afu on the Snapfire going for the BKB, generally so that this way, if Nyx Assassin does walk into Spike Carapace into a Mortimer's Kiss, you don't care so much. To have the gobs, you're like, oh, I'll just BKB before that happens and I'll be fine. So, interesting choice. Not going for the Wraith Pack, going straight up for the BKB. I don't know if I love it, but it's fine. It's an interesting approach to the game.
Yeah, it's like you say, it is going to be able to mean that he gets the full payload of Mortimer Kisses off. CDR going back for that Ags now as well. And mid one, how's he look? I mean, there's still 24 seconds to the RP, so maybe just trying to avoid Roche is up if you want to go into the pit.
Second Roche as well. They smoke up though, which makes it awkward. It's like, we smoked, but Roche is up. Looks like we'll just have to reveal ourselves and walk in. They're just gonna go for it. I mean, Execration.
It gets them into the pit without them being seen by any wards, right? So mid one's gonna have that RP. It's gonna be quite nice. It's gonna be a really fast Roshan as well. Look at how quickly this is going down.
Yeah, in the meantime, mid one stands there, gets the Bambi. She's gonna lose her life, and this is a 0-10. 5 on the chest. Oh, Bob, he's going for it. He still has the BKB. First BKB use.
Bob, yeah, they want to go in, and you can see CDR, he's got that static link. He's going to be draining all the damage away from Tino. And Tino with the Eye of the Storm. Can he carry on going through? The BKB going to be popped here now as well from Tino. Tino trying to get himself away with the RP. It catches him, and Shanks are going to be able to just sit, right-click these 2 heroes down, and Shanks, he's already used that Spike Carapace. He's just going to be cleaned up 3 heroes dead. SMG. Really good fight there, and they might not be done just yet. Afu finds the cookie, but it's only going to be onto the illusions.
Execration's timing was you're gonna have to, like, it's a needle in a haystack to find it in this game. You have to sort of really team up, go in when Bob's strong, and then as he falls off, Palos will join in, and they were really gonna have to thread the needle with their timing in this game. I don't think they did. Like, they lost Bob twice before he was able to get the first BKB use, and just now you saw it. Like, he BKB, and CDR was like, okay, I'll just kick your ass. I don't mind. While that tower's gone, and it looks like the Rax is also going to be taking that beating.
Yeah, and CDR, he's got that Aegis up for the next 3 minutes or so. Moon might not be so lucky, but he is going to be able to get the roll-up off. We're going to be forced away from Palos, pushing him away in that roll-up form. Do they want to carry on going even further, though? The Impale comes out. They might be able to. Nightmare going to keep Moon safe for a little bit. The Cookie's going to be there now as well. Do they have enough to get the cleanup? Where's the damage going to come through? Again, still no RP. The Rolling Thunder does come through into the back lines. Waveform comes in. They just blow up Harbang. Paulson will go down to Bob, but it's still going to be dive here now as well. Moon, multiple kisses is going to be used to get the Fiends Grip onto the next assassin now as well. It looks like it might be going the way of SMG here, but what can Execration do with this? The refresher comes out. Tino's going to try and get some damage off now, but mid one, he's still got that BKB going. They're going to be able to pop the Aegis. Or are they? Yeah, they will. They do pop it. And carry on.
Looks like it's not too bad here. CDR is going to come back here. Can he actually fight this? Shanks. He's going to go for.
Do they have the damage?
Oh man, that was scary. In the meantime, escape for SMG and a little bit for me as well, honestly. But in the end, they're not too miffed about this SMG. They still have the melee racks. Yeah, they lost a little bit, but they also forced they used the dieback on Execration. Execration, you're also kind of okay with this. You took the more gold, you took way more experience from them, and they did prove that they can take a fight. CDR, he's not as invulnerable as we thought.
No, yeah, like you say, they did take a full... I mean, apart from Paulison, they wiped everyone else out. It cost them 2 no buybacks there as well for Execration. So they are starting to hit that time and hitting a really good point in the game. And the net worth, what is it? It's only a 4k net worth lead to SMG. The two cores, the two position ones, separated by about... It's not even 1,000 gold, just under 900 gold here. Palos is just going to be able to carry on farming up.
In the meantime, those Snapfires really farmed as a support, by the way. She's going to have that BKB very soon. Like, she is... And I'm surprised she's not going to go like, all right, guys, I'll take the little shredder abilities and just, kill everyone with something like that. But very farmed on the Snapfire. Going to have that BKB. Going to help out quite a bit when she gets that. In the meantime, though, SMG, yeah, he lost the fight, but is the situation actually desperate for you now? Probably not. Although, when Moon uses his BKB, his first BKB by accident...
oh, no.
Yeah, it's all cool down. I was like, he's next to the tower, and then he's shining. I'm like, why is he shining? He's like, oh, it's a BKB, all right. He's checking to make sure it works. You ever get a BKB and you're like, I pressed it, there's nothing happening, I'm supposed to press BKB and the enemies run away from me. Why are they still hitting me? But yeah, this is a bit awkward. They're actually smoking up without the BKB on Moon. If he gets caught and dies, it's going to be real risky for them.
Smoke's going to break here, but it might be the engage coming through from Execration. The dive that they want. Yeah, they're going to be able to get the stun off onto Moon. Moon goes into the roll-up, but they're going to target most other heroes now as well. CDR having his damage drain. What's he going to be able to do? Tino with this BKB. And Moon, he wants to go in the roll and thunder. The multiple kisses are going to be coming out now as well. But Palos just gets himself away with the doppelganger, chasing onto the high ground. They're going to be able to stop that TP away from Paulison.
Buyback was used by Shanks, but they kill Polosa in return. So, I mean, it says even, but SMG is probably going to be a bit happier with that, forcing that buyback. Next time you kill Shanks, he's going to be out for, 70 seconds at least.
Yeah, and so a good... I mean, I still think the buyback's going to be worth it here if they feel they can put pressure on. Speaking of pressure on, though, what are they going to be able to do? The cookie comes out. As the RP still not being used here at mid one, he is going to use it, just locks down Bob, gets that kill. Link Sphere pops now as well, CDR with the BKB. It is going to be timing out. Can he go even further onto this Palos? They get the slow down diffuser blade, but the blink away here from the Magnus, so he gets himself out of danger. Afu might not be so lucky, rolling. Thunder comes through from Moon, and Moon, what can he do? Trying to turn the damage onto him, and Shanks is getting low. Is this going to be the dieback? They do take down the Nyx Assassin. Abeng sitting on the back of the fight, though, with those Nature's Attendants trying to heal up. CDR's getting so low. Look at this. Tino with a refresher into the Linkers, into the BKB, and they're just cleaning up mid one. Can he get himself away from this? The BKB is going to be there, but it looks like Tino wants to chase down with the Eye of the Storm. Skewer up onto the high ground. They're trying to get him away, but mid one, he's still being chased down by the illusions. Even Palos, he just dives tier 3s, tier 4s. Paulison trying to do what he can, but he's going to be oh so alone here. And Paulison, the drain from the damage, and Tino cleans him up again.
Dude, Tino, God mode in that fight. Holy moly, dude, he did almost 7,000 damage. Like the what performance. Goes in with the double ultimate, with the stack link BKB. Insane performance by Tino, keeping them in the game. And he gets all the kills. Looks like they're going to be losing Afu as well. And SMG, are you going to be buying back to defend this top? Because if you're not, you are going to be giving it to the enemy, to Execration. Execration, like, yeah, we're just going to take it. We don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Fortify is used, but as long as that range creep stays alive, oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's going to fall anyway. And they have bottom lane pushing in as well, so they're okay on Execration side. This could be 2 lanes of Raxus, honestly.
Yeah, they're going to be able to send Palos, like I said, just to the bottom lane. Another fortification going to be used because of the change. So they do get that tier 3 going down, an extra fortification coming out. It might just be enough to keep these buildings going here while everyone respawns. Mid one. He doesn't get the skewer. Oh, it was a good play, but he just didn't get the angle to get the drag back onto Palos. Mid one just says notice me as the Nightmare does come through. They get a little bit of control here. But it looks like Palos going to be able to get himself out of this, and that melee rack's not looking too healthy in this now as well.
Yeah, very close to it, but separating turns out to be a bad deal for them. Oh, meanwhile, Moon's taking the damage. They want this Execration, they want this melee rack, and they do get in the end. However, Palos, He gets screwed back, and he takes the RP.
They're going to just short up the RP straight away. Shanks tries to come in with the spike carapace to do what he can on that AoE damage. Palos is going to be taking a lot of damage now as well. Can he get himself away from this? He's trying to run. He's got that heart. He's got the regen. He's trying to get himself away and drop another doppelganger to get himself out of the base. CDR does chase Palos. Going to get really low drag back here as well by the shockwave from Paulson. He's got the Fiend's Grip onto Tino, and Tino, he pops the BKB after the Fiend's Grip does wear off. Backlines, Abeng, can he do anything with the heals? They're going to be able to take down the Razor. Abeng's going to be the next one to fall, and only Bob to retreat. But again, if you lose a fight anywhere, losing it in your enemy's base, that's not the worst place in the world to go down.
Fortunately, while I usually agree with that, there's no buyback on this PL as he's down for 80 seconds. Execration were a bit greedy. They went for the double racks, putting people mid people bottom. I thought that was the right move, but they misjudged the damage. Then they weren't able to get the melee racks. They're like, guys, we gotta get the melee racks. We gotta get the melee racks. They lose Tino. They lose Palos. And if they just kept, if they just settled for mid, they would have gotten and left in time that they wouldn't have lost anyone.
I think Tino bought out for the Skadi as well before that fight, because he did have the buyback before the fight kicked off. He buys out for the Skadi, and that's going to cost, it's going to cost him his buyback. That's why I didn't think it was that bad. I thought he had the gold for it, but no, he did. He buys out. And this is going to be SMG. They're going to be able to turn this around. 30 seconds without your two big cores here. This, and Magnus, you look at mid one, he's pushing out this bottom lane as well. You've already lost your mid lane of Rax. Is this going to be
It's up 20 seconds. It's up 20 seconds. Will they go for it? Or will SMG do like Execration? It may decide maybe it's a bit too greedy. Roshan is up. It is the third Roshan of the game. Free Aghanim step to. They're like, you know what? Let's not pull an Execration. Let's just let's just go get the enemies Roshan. Let's get the Roshan. Let's just be fine. Extraction that does give them a good opening. Not a good opening. It gives them a chance to fight for their lives, but that was a bit greedy in them going for that Rax. They need to go for it. They all smoke up, but I think Roshan's gonna fall long before they reach, and they do.
Who got the CDR got the Aghanim's blessing off Roche there as well?
I believe the shard went to off. I'm not quite sure. Oh, here we go.
They're going to be able to go here again. The multiple kit's going to be used now as well. Moon with the Rolling Thunder. BKB from Afu. Does he want to turn? There's going to be a really nice RP onto 3 heroes. And the Rolling Thunder connects after it now as well. They're going to be able to pop that Lincoln Sphere. 2 heroes dead already. And Bob's going to be the third one to fall. Can they go even further? Abeng as well as Palos. The only 2 left alive in this fight. It's going to be Abeng with one more right click. Do they have the damage to take it down? Abeng's just going to hide himself away from this as they try and chase down onto Palos, the bigger target. The Horn Toss back into this now as well. The Doppelganger, but he doesn't get himself out. No, they're chasing illusions. They're chasing the wrong one. Moon does find the real one now as well. And Palos, he's going to go for another doppelganger, try and play mind games once again, but they find the right one, they find the kill, they find all 5 heroes, and they probably find the game here now as well.
Yeah, it's just such overwhelming team fight from SMG. You know, I mean, what do the supports do, right? Shanks and Enchantress, like, they just don't do anything in this late game situation. And it's all on the cores. Bob missed his timing with the BKB use. Tino, he absolutely carried the team in the late game, but it was not enough. Palos as well did as much as he can, but it really feels like it's a little bit of a 2 versus 5 at the end game here. Yeah. Shanks, he's here. Is he gonna be? Nope. They just called GG, realizing that the game's over. And feels like it's been over for a while now, honestly.
This was, apart from that one fight, Execration around, as soon as that went down, like you're saying, they didn't have buybacks. SMG's capitalized. I was, again, just looking at Enchantress's build, level 16, still no points in impetus. Went for points in stats.
Oh, God. Yeah, like, you need the damage. Again, it's just how the hero is played. Like, this is the problem with when you go with these heroes, you have to play a very specific way, and if you don't get that timing right, like, Execration just had to play really fast, had to really make sure they can control the map early, hope Palos comes online and ends the game with them, but, like, you know, sub 25 minutes they have at least 1 Rax, but that didn't happen. SMG's team fight was just way too strong, and that's why they take the first game of the series.
Yeah, but it is only the first game, everybody, so we are going to be having a second game between Team SMG and Execration. But first, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break to see, you know, just get ourselves a little bit of a breather, get yourself something to eat, something to drink, and we'll be back with the second game to see if Execration can pull it back, or if Team SMG, are they just going to go through 2-0 in these group matches? We'll find out after the break.